Welcome to the Produce Moms Podcast, where we believe there is a produce mom in all of us. I'm Lori Taylor, founder and CEO of the Produce Moms. For 10 years, I sold fresh produce to over 300 grocery stores in the U.S. And today, my team and I are fully focused on inspiring people to eat more fruits and vegetables. This show is just one of the ways that we hope to inspire you and your family to eat more produce and live a better life. If you like what you're hearing on the podcast, join our community of almost 40,000 in all 50 states and over 30 countries by visiting theproducemoms.com/subscribe. And be sure to subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes. Thanks for being here. Enjoy today's show. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This is the Produce Moms Podcast. My name is Lori Taylor. I am the host of this show. I'm the founder of the Produce Moms. I am really thankful for all of our listeners. Thank you so much for tuning in. We truly appreciate it. And each and every week on this show, it is the goal of me and every single person at the Produce Moms to shine a light on what we think are some of the most remarkable stories in agriculture and fruits and vegetables, and really spotlight the brands of the produce department that we think are doing remarkable things. And today's show is no exception to that. We are welcoming two wonderful women who are representing Monterey Mushrooms. For those of you that follow the Produce Moms tried and true through all of our platforms, you know that we work with Monterey Mushrooms in a brand partnership. Truly so proud of this company and what they do. They have some incredible resources on their website. So please make sure that you check that out. And today we're going to be talking about a program that, frankly, most people in the industry probably don't know a whole lot about. Certainly the Monterey Mushrooms community knows a lot about this program, but they have an incredible scholarship named the Carl Victor Fields Scholarship. And we're going to welcome today on the show two women, Lindsey from the marketing team and Anna, who is actually a recipient of that scholarship. And now today works at Monterey Mushrooms. So our two guests today on the show, we've got Lindsey Occhipinti. She is the marketing manager at Monterey Mushrooms. And we have Anna Mejia, again, scholarship recipient, and she actively works today in the culinary department at Monterey Mushrooms. So Lindsey, welcome to the show. Please say hello, and then Anna will welcome you. Lindsey.
Hi, Lori. Thank you for having us.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here, Lindsey. This is going to be a great show. Anna, we're thrilled to have you. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me here today. I'm excited.
Yes, we're so excited too. So let's kick off the show today. Lindsey, we're going to start with you. We're going to get some background here. And then Anna, we're going to bring you in to tell a little bit more about your story. So Lindsey, let's start with the background on Monterey Mushrooms. Tell us more about this wonderful company where y'all work.
Thanks, Lori. Yeah, if I could start by saying that we are so excited to celebrate our 50th year in business this year. Monterey Mushrooms was founded in 1971. It's still a privately owned, family-owned business.
Wow,
and
amazing.
Our owner and CEO, Shah Kazemi, started with just one farm in California, and now we are growing at 9 different farms, and we have a national distribution. Today our team is over 4,000 teammates, and we grow more than 200 million pounds of fresh mushrooms every year.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, a couple little stats there for you.
Right. No, I love it. So I think it's fair to say if you're joining this call and you've had a mushroom in the last, year of your life, there's a good chance that you're eating Monterey Mushrooms. I do know from helping Lindsey and the great team at Monterey Mushrooms promote their brand, one of our favorite taglines here at the Produce Moms is, locally grown, nationally distributed, because they do have that incredible network of farms and that great footprint all around the United States. So it helps us always get fresh product, no matter where you're at in the US and no matter how you're sourcing their products. So wonderful. Lindsey, love your brand. Love you. Love working with everyone at the team. Let's talk a little bit more about this scholarship program. I'm going to actually learn a lot today during the episode. I've been blessed to be an ambassador for the Monterey Mushrooms brand for several years now, but I don't know enough about this scholarship program. So it's called the Carl Victor Fields Scholarship Program. Tell us about it, please.
Yes, it began in 1992. Carl Victor Fields was the vice president of marketing for many years for Monterey Mushrooms and really helped pioneer some of the mushroom marketing in the industry. For example, he helped the team bring the portabella to the marketplace.
Really? That's amazing. Yeah. And so not only, I mean, that changed everything. Like that changes households, that changes everything.
Yes. And since the scholarship's inception in 1992, we have awarded scholarships to over 2,300 students. And all these students are children of employees at Monterey Mushrooms.
Oh my gosh.
And those awards actually total over $3 million.
Lindsey, that's remarkable. You guys have to be so proud of that. That's such a wonderful thing to offer to your staff. And I think too, as we think about your shoppers and consumers and moms, like us everywhere who are grocery shopping for their households, when you know that the brands you're buying are committed to their workforce at this capacity, you definitely feel like your dollars are going for good.
That's right.
Yeah. So tell us more about, so those are some really impressive stats. Tell us a little bit more about the qualifications. Like, how do people qualify for the grant? What's the application process look like? How is the money used?
Sure. In the students' applications, they share their educational background, their academic goals and aspirations, their school activities, work experience, and personal achievements. And the one big requirement is that they have to be a descendant of a Monterey Mushrooms employee, because Shah feels, our CEO Shah feels, it's important to give back to the families that are behind the brand. One of the quotes that you'll often hear Shah say is that we don't just grow mushrooms at Monterey Mushrooms, we grow people. And he really, truly stands behind that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
All that we do.
It's amazing. And so these scholarships, they're used to send the descendants of employees to college or universities.
Yes.
Yeah. So it must be spent on post-secondary education. I imagine that many of the recipients are probably the first of their entire family that have ever been able to go to college.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they also can apply every year that they're in school. So Shah continues to help them through their journey.
Wow.
Not only 1 year while they're there, but however many years it takes to earn that degree.
It's a program that's rooted in sustainability. Like so many of the programs at Monterey Mushrooms, let's sustain and maintain these students that we're supporting in college.
Yes.
That it just warms my heart. I'm so pleased to learn more about this program today. So Lindsey, introduce us to Anna. Let's bring her on and have her share a little bit more about her experience.
Sure. Like you said, Anna is a scholarship recipient and a current employee at the Loudon, Tennessee facility for Monterey Mushrooms. And I'm really excited for her to share her story with you about her journey in school and just her overall feel for Monterey Mushrooms, to share with you what it's like to be an employee and to have had parents who have always worked with Monterey Mushrooms as well. I'm sure you will hear from her how family-oriented Monterey Mushrooms truly is. A lot of families work together, multiple generations at all of our 9 farms. And there's fun stories to be told everywhere. But today we've chosen to have Anna join us on the podcast to share her unique story.
I love it. All right, Anna, we are absolutely thrilled to welcome you onto this show. We have, we're approaching 200 episodes at the Produce Moms podcast. So there is no shortage of remarkable testimonials and contributions to our industry. But I will say that bringing you on it's a unique point of view. And it's something that's really important to me. We're thrilled that you're here, and welcome to the show. I can't wait to learn more about your experience.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, this is going to be great. So tell us a little bit more about what college, what college did you attend, and what you studied, and what it was like to be part of this scholarship program.
Okay. I attended Tennessee Technological University in Cookeville, Tennessee, and I earned the degree of Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration with a major in accounting. And then I continued to grad school at Tennessee Tech as well and got my master's of accountancy. I'm currently working on my CPA.
Wow. Amazing. And so you first of all, I hope you're very proud of yourself, because it is not easy to get those degrees. And it certainly is not easy to be studying and, hopefully, passing the CPA here soon. I know that is an extremely difficult test and distinction to earn. But yeah, well, hey, you are well on your way, girl. 2 degrees under your belt. What's a few initials after your name? So very proud of you. It is an understatement. How did your family feel? Tell us a little bit more about their reaction as they've watched you go from the Carl Victor Field Scholarship recipient to where you're at today.
They have always been very supportive, and I think they were very excited all throughout my college career and then moving on to grad school and how far I've made it.
Yeah, I'm sure. So could you have done it without the scholarship? Do you think you'd be where you're at today without Monterey Mushrooms?
I don't think so. Maybe, but not debt free.
Yeah.
The school has helped me achieve not only my educational, but also my career goals so far by reducing the cost.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. So tell us a little bit more about what it was like to apply for the scholarship, and then how you felt when you learned that you were awarded one.
The process wasn't as difficult as other scholarship applications. I thought it was pretty simple. Once I started, I just applied and turned in everything that I had to. I think they send it through the mail. And once I saw the envelope, I was very excited the first time. I applied all 4 years of my undergrad and received a scholarship all 4 years.
Wow.
So
congratulations.
Every time I applied, it was very exciting receiving that envelope in the mail and just seeing that I was a recipient once again.
Yeah, I can imagine. So Monterey Mushrooms is a big part of your culture. I mean, it's a big part of who you are as a student and a professional, and obviously you're actively employed there. It's also a big part of your family culture, though. I mean, you're the only reason you qualified for the Carl Victor Field Scholarship Program is because your parents worked at Monterey Mushrooms. So tell us a little bit more about your parents and what they do for Monterey Mushrooms, how long they've been there.
Both of my parents work at Monterey Mushrooms. They worked in the harvesting department. My dad picked for about 30 years and mom picked for about 25 years. And now they are in charge of the cafeteria at the Loudoun location. So that's where I currently work.
That's great. That's amazing. So what's one thing that you love about your job?
I love how close everyone is and how friendly everyone is. It just feels like home because everyone can get along very well. And I think we all believe in each other and push each other to become better people.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so amazing when, company culture really starts within. And, listening to you both, Lindsey and Anna, speak today, it's evident that Monterey Mushrooms is really dedicated to empowering each and every one of their employees. So I've enjoyed the remarks today, but I do want to put you both in a hot seat here before we get to our closing remarks. So Lindsey, we'll start with you. We'll bring you back on. What made you want to work at Monterey Mushrooms? All the jobs that you could have had in the world, and you landed at Monterey Mushrooms, and more importantly, you stayed there. So what was that catalyst, Lindsey?
Upon graduating from college, I knew that I wanted to work in ag, and Monterey Mushrooms was a company that I didn't know a whole lot about at the time because they tend to kind of fly under the radar in a sense, even though my hometown was in the community where Monterey Mushrooms main office is. Mm-hmm. I had to do some digging. And when I did, and I learned about Monterey Mushrooms and I talked to the hiring manager, I just got a sense of community from the brand and from talking to the people. And it felt right. It felt comfortable. It felt like a company that I could stand behind. And especially when you're in marketing, your beliefs and the way that you live your life has to align with the company that you work with. And I think that that's true in many areas, but for me, especially in marketing, because when I market, I want to believe in what I'm saying. Because if I don't, it's not going to come off authentic. And people don't like to read things that don't feel authentic. And so for me, I felt that Monterey Mushrooms and what they stood for and the family-oriented culture of Monterey Mushrooms was something that I could really get behind and be proud to be a team member of.
That is so good. And it is so true. We do all want to, at the end of the day, that's what we want in life. We want to be proud of what we do and believe in what we say. So gosh, Lindsey, beautiful sentiments. And Anna, with you, I mean, my goodness, your family had literally decades of experience and patronage with Monterey Mushrooms, but tell us a little bit more about why you wanted to come and be part of the team.
I've always been around Monterey Mushrooms and saw how family oriented it was. And that really attracted me because everyone's very friendly and we can get along very well. And one thing, I don't know if y'all knew, but I worked in the accounting department one summer of 2019. So I got a bigger sense of how family oriented Monterey Mushrooms was. And now, I mean, I work with my parents, so I see a lot of people and interact with a lot of people, and I continue to see how friendly everyone is and how well we can all get along.
Yeah, it's so important. Life is stressful enough. Work should be as uplifting as it possibly can be for us all. And my goodness, after listening to you both speak today about Monterey Mushrooms, I'm left with that exact sentiment. I feel like, wow, what an uplifting, empowering brand this is. And it goes all the way back to Carl Victor Fields and the innovation that he had, so to what they're doing today to honor him and to honor all their employees. So what a great episode. My goodness, I have truly enjoyed learning more about the company, the scholarship program, hearing about from two active employees, such wonderful testimonials about your employer. I hope it makes everyone that's listening today feel confident and proud of those purchases that they make in the produce department when they see the Monterey Mushrooms brand. And with that, I think, it's time for closing remarks, but I will say, in honor of this great episode, everyone, I want you to go out and buy some mushrooms. All right, go out, add them to your dishes. And I welcome Lindsey and Anna for closing remarks. But one thing that I want, since we've got the two people that have mushrooms part of their soul, I want each of us, I'll start to talk about favorite ways to eat mushrooms. And I will say my absolute favorite way is to take a portobello, marinate it in an Italian dressing or a vinaigrette of your choice for at least an hour or so, and then cook it on a flat top, like a cast iron skillet or a flat top griddle, and let the edges get a little crispy. And then you go at it with a steak knife and a fork, as if you were eating, a steak, but it's the most delicious mushroom. That's my favorite way to eat mushrooms. So Lindsey, closing remarks, but please, favorite way to eat mushrooms. And Anna, we will close out the show with you.
My favorite way to eat mushrooms used to be portobello pizzas. But now that I am a busier human because I have a 1-year-old, my new favorite way to cook with mushrooms is to saute them and stick them in the fridge and then add them to things throughout the week, because there's a sure way to get mushrooms into your week if they're available and easy to throw in, because really they pair well with just about everything and every meal occasion: breakfast, snack, lunch, snack again, dinner. Dessert's a little interesting. I don't put mushrooms in my dessert, but I would say sauteing mushrooms is definitely my go-to with mushrooms anymore. And Lori, thank you so much for having us on the show. This is a very fun way to celebrate our 50th anniversary at Monterey Mushrooms and honor Shah and Carl Fields and all the scholarship recipients throughout the years who are out there in the world doing awesome things with their lives.
Yeah, no, amazing. I agree. Congratulations on the anniversary. That is an incredible feat for a family-owned business. And Anna, you get the closing remarks, the sign off from today's show. And I'd love for you to share with folks how you like to eat mushrooms as part of that. But again, any closing remarks you'd like, the mic and the floor is yours.
The best way that I find to eat mushrooms is taking a portobello and just putting mozzarella cheese on it and putting it in the oven and eating it that way. That's my favorite. But I want to thank you for having us today here. And also want to say that I greatly appreciate the financial support that I received from the Monterey Mushroom Scholarship and the opportunity to pursue my educational goals and graduate debt-free.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of the Produce Moms Podcast. If you or someone you know would like to be a featured guest, just send an email to lori@theproducemoms.com. We know there is a produce mom in you because there's a produce mom in all of us. Join our community on Facebook and all social platforms. Help us change the way America eats. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.